Okay, so like my mom said, I am Ben Winger. A few of you may know me. I'm currently at Canada High School and Northview. It's a dual enrollment. I go to Northview for Spanish and health. Yay, health. I go there, I play sports for Northview, I row for Northview, and I play soccer for Northview. So I do that. I enjoy it in some of their after-school activities, and I love it there. Get the normal school feeling because Kent is a little different. So that's just where I'm at right now. I started coming in LMA 6th grade year, but my first ever time being in this building was the summer of 6th grade year. Prior knowledge before that, I was just getting tested for what my mom was trying to figure out why it was harder for me to read. So I was going through testing, figuring out, does he have this, does he have that? A lot of time reading, which I'm not a big fan of. So it was a lot of arguing, no, I don't feel like doing that, but you have to. Well, I had my will and I didn't really feel like it. So my mom helped me push through that. So before that, the school year was very challenging because reading became more of a big deal and you have to get up to this, and you're at a 3rd grade level. Well, we need you at this 6th grade level to enter school, which I knew was coming, and I always dreaded that. So we had that time of awkwardness during the school year, and finally I saw summer as a way out of all the testing, a way out of all the drama of reading, a way out of fighting with my mom. Finally be a normal kid and just enjoy my summer, boating with my grandparents, playing soccer with my friends, and just hanging out with good friends. And then my mom said, hey, you're going to go to summer school. I said, hey, that sounds like a great idea, but I'm not. Well, who usually wins those fights? I think my mom did. She's very proud of that she won that battle, and I was enrolled. Well, me and my brother both came here, and I was a little shyer, because you look at people with disabilities in math, well, you're only going to find math in a math class, usually. Well, you look at problem with reading, reading's everywhere. Reading's driving, you're at the store, you're at home, you're everywhere's reading, and you're more likely to get called on for reading everywhere you go. So I had that, always that looming, it was like a cloud always over your head. You're like, oh wait, is someone going to call on me? Is someone going to ask me a question about this? And I was always freaking out. And I wasn't really very comfortable with the idea that I had a problem with reading. So I'm like, I'm a normal kid, going through normal stuff, and being a normal kid. That's all I wanted to be. Well, having this problem of maybe not being so normal, maybe having a little trouble, scared me. So I was quite shy, and I didn't really feel like coming out and saying, I have dyslexia. That was something I wasn't really comfortable with. My mom was very comfortable with it. She loved talking to other parents and asking them about their schooling, but I wasn't very comfortable with it. I'm still struggling with that today, but LMA has definitely helped me out a lot in that area and advocating for myself. Back on my topic. So basically, when I started coming here in the summer, I was with my brother, and I was always shy. And he was always outgoing. He's funny, he's smart, he's attractive in his way. He's really good with girls, and he's always out there. He's my little opposite of me. I was this way. I like being organized. I like being on task. He's, hey, let's just go do something fun. And now we butted heads a little bit. So coming here, he made friends really fast. He talked to teachers. He got out there. He was always making friends and always being the social kid, the life of the party. I was always more the kid in the corner. I'll get good grades, I'll try my hardest, but I never really wanted to make a dent. Never really wanted to be that kid that stood out. I'll be the kid that, if he was out sick, no one really noticed. He'd just be an empty seat. So, my brother, though, you would notice if he was gone. He was always out there. Yay! He loves to talk. And I'm getting a little more comfortable with it now, but that 6th grade year was interesting. And I finally, that year, I came to the realization that I'm going to have to go to school. I'm going to have to go through this, and I'm going to have to do this. And I'm going to have to do this, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be harder for me than most kids. Most kids start in preschool or kindergarten, but I'm going to start in 6th grade year. I don't know where I'm going to start. My mom was determined I was going to start here. But I was thinking, it's another weird school. And I want to be normal. That's all a kid wants to be, is normal. He wants to be popular, he wants to be funny, he wants to be active. but I had to come to a weird school. Now I'm enjoying it. Looking back, I loved my years here, and it was a great time. I spent 3 years here. And looking back, it was the best experiences I've ever had, and I'll always enjoy them. And always look back that this is what made me, is coming to this school and doing the things I did. But back to that main subject, we're getting off task, is I came here, so I was in summer school, just getting done with it, and my mom said, how would you feel about coming here next year for school? I said, why don't I just go to a normal school? She's like, it's going to be harder for you. I'm like, I can do it. I can do it. I'll just work harder. Well, working harder doesn't help sometimes. Work harder, not smarter. Well, that's my thing. I was going to work really hard, but I wasn't going to work very smart. So I started deciding, my mom was work smarter, not harder. Work with people that can teach you the right things, not someone standing up in the classroom and lecturing you for 30 minutes and then say, do the worksheet. I was going to work with teachers that said, why don't you get it? Or how can I help you understand it? How can I help you with the tools, or give you the tools that you need? That's who I was going to work with. That's who my mom was determined that I was going to work with. So I decided to come here, my 6th grade year. That was a big shock to my ego, to my self-esteem, to all of me, because I was always homeschooled, and there was only 2 people in that classroom. There was my mom and my brother. So there was not a lot of outgoingness. There wasn't a big need for me to make friends, because I had my brother. So that year, I didn't have many friends, but 2 people came up to me, well actually 3. 3 people came up to me and said, we're going to be friends. Names were Joe Cooper, I think he's still here, Marie Griven, and James. Those 3 people came up to me and they said, hey, come sit with us. And that's what kids do here. They say, hey, let's come sit with me. When you're shadowing, hey, come sit with me. Hey, I'll teach you all the names. I'll teach you who these people are, and you will have friends. Doesn't matter who you are, what your learning disabilities, what you're like, you will have friends. First week, second week, third week, you're always going to have friends here. That's something I was just kind of getting the concept of, is branching out and making those friends. So I was really shy up to coming here. And I just kind of started making friends and building that confidence in reading, building that confidence in everything I did. I mean, I was more confident every way because I wasn't so scared. I was more willing to take risks in everyday life. Before, I wanted to go to Bible study at my church, because they would sit in a circle and you'd read a paragraph. Every person would read a paragraph. I went to there once, okay, and I was sitting in my Bible study, and I was sitting there, and I kind of started putting the math together. He read, then he read, then she read, then he read. Oh no, there's 3 people, and then I'm reading. Well, that was a big problem for a dyslexic kid who wasn't very open about it and was reading at 3rd grade level and just trying to make friends. I mean, kids, if they find something different, they're going to point it out. So I decided I'm going to get out of it. Now, I kind of started doing the math. If I went right now, they would still have time to get to me if I went to the bathroom. So I have to wait till it's 2 people away. Here's this other new way of thinking kicks in. I'm going to find a way to get out of it. Okay, so this kid's done reading. I got 2 more people. This kid's done reading. Hand shot up. I'm ready. I got to go to the bathroom. I got to go teach. So teacher tells me, okay, go to the bathroom. And the kid was walking with me, older grade, to make sure I didn't get lost. I don't know why. So we're walking. I started looking at my watch. Uh-oh, that kid's reading pretty fast. Kind of think, if I get back, it might only be 1 person, so they might come back to me. Uh-oh, that would be a big problem. So oh no, I need to tie my shoe. I'm going to take all day tying my shoe. Got to the bathroom, I need to wash my hands. I need to do this longer, I need to do that longer. That kid was way done reading, it was a couple people down. But main story was, main moral is, I found a way to get out of it. Now today, I would just sit there and read. Because I can do it now. I know the tools and I know what to do. But the main story was, I found ways to get out of pretty much everything. If it were guarded readings, I had a scenario to get out of everything. I'm about to puke, I have diarrhea, I have everything. I was willing to pull out all the stuff to make sure I didn't have to read. I would go to any measure, and I never got called on. Pretty good at it too. LMA has found my tricks, and they have uncovered them and said, "Uh-oh, you're going to sit here and read." Now, that was a problem for me. That's what really broke me through the wall. I mean, that's what really pushed me. And throw your kid in the swimming pool, now you're going to start swimming. And that's when it was that 6th grade year, that was the first time I really ever read in front of more than my brother and my mom. As I read in front of my first class. And Marie, my friends were in there. And I had confidence to do that because I had friends in that classroom who weren't going to judge me. And I also knew in the school, no one's going to judge you for how you read, how you do math, how you spell, how you do anything. Because everyone's here for some reason. And no one's going to judge you on that. Because everyone's here to get help and get the teaching they need. They asked me a question, what I would be like or who I would be if LMA was not here. If I did not go to LMA and if I did not have these experiences. I would not be looking at it wanting to go to a school to learn engineering because I would have never had the experiences of TARC, which some of you may know is a rocketry program, and it's a competition to see. They give you a challenge, and you have to build your rocket to get that challenge and get that completed with the lowest score. Now, I did it in 6th grade year, 7th grade year, and 8th grade year. 7th and 8th grade year, we went to the finals in Washington, D.C. 8th grade year, we got 26th place out of 600 teams in the nation. That's all high school, 7th through 12th grade. Yeah, we showed it. We showed what a bunch of kids with learning disabilities could do. They could make a difference. They could go and beyond and do great things. I might struggle at reading, but I'm good at building stuff. I can use my hands, I can build a rocket. I can do all this stuff. It's a different way. But I would have never had that experience I needed LMA to give me that door, an opportunity to do something new. I would have never been comfortable reading. I probably wouldn't have taken driver's ed now if I didn't have LMA because I would have been scared to read. I would have been scared to read science, I would have been scared to read everything I did. Everything incorporates reading. I would have been scared. I wouldn't have taken risks. I wouldn't even take risks of joining the soccer team or trying out for the soccer teams because that's how low my self-confidence was and how low I was in everything. I was really shy. I didn't ever want to go above and beyond to be a better player, better student, better kid. So what LMA did was show me that I could do these things and that I could go on and go on to college, go on to do this, and go on to that. And I have a big dream of going to college now. I didn't have one back then. My family is big. Go to college, good degree, go on to work. Maybe I'll be the first not to go to college. But now I want to go to college, and I want to do all this. Because of LMA, I have those opportunities, and I have dyslexia. This is what I need. And then the teachers, I've had instances where I went up to my teacher and said, hey, I have dyslexia, I have a harder time reading. She's like, okay, I still might call on you, but I'll give you some time to read it over so you'll feel more comfortable. That's the first time ever reading, first time I ever advocated for myself. Teacher said it to me, made my world. So happy that I can sit there and read it over, and then I read in front of the whole class. 27 kids I read in front of. And I was the happiest kid. When I was done, I just smiled.
So Ken, final words?
Basically, LMA has changed my life, and it's changed every person who's ever came through here. I'm sure it's changed your life too. And seeing some of the things that happen here and how it is such a good school and such a good thing to this community. I thank you for LMA, and thank you, Ms. Rob. You're such a big part of this. So basically, thank you.
My first students.